First off, tell me your name and title.
Jeff Chandler. I'm the warden of Floyd County Corrections.
How long have you been at this position?
3 years and 3 months.
What brought you to the prison?
It's a little strange. I never actually envisioned being a warden. I worked in manufacturing textiles after getting out of the Marine Corps, and textiles kind of went south, and the job market wasn't that steady, and Lindell Mill shut down. So I went back to school for something that would be a lot more stable as far as the job market goes, and that would have been criminal justice. I spent about 10 years at the Floyd County Sheriff's Office. Continued to go to school. Went through Georgia Law Enforcement Command College, through Columbus State University, and the previous warden retired, and the job posting was there, and I wanted to put my education to use and serve the community in a greater capacity than I had. So I applied for the position, and ultimately was chosen.
Is there a lot more different? Is it a lot more different than you thought it was going to be, or can you tell me a little bit about the position and just how tough it's been for you for the 3 years?
Well, it's a lot different. If you look at my start date, it was February 2009. That's about when the economy started to tank. So I joke all the time and say that I have chosen the wrong time to become a department head or administrator over 2 budgets. It's something that's always on my desk. I have a copy of the budget right here. We work on it, daily, weekly. That's been the toughest part, is to try to come in, make a difference, and do more, essentially with less, because of the budget constraints. But we've become very lean. When I got here, it was already a lean budget, and we've had to be very creative. And the staff has done a great job in doing that, coming out of budget and cutting what the commission has asked that we cut every year.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, you tell me, but when people talk about prisons, facilities, the Floyd County prison really doesn't come up in terms of, I don't say drama, but incidents, so to say, in the news. Why is that, and is that something you're very proud of?
Well, I am proud of it, and a lot of the staff joke that I call this a drama-free zone, which, with any workplace there's going to be some degree of drama. But we try to make we don't necessarily boast our presence. We try to make our absence felt. These inmates work, cumulatively about 600,000 hours in the community every year. On top of that, we've got the Floyd County Work Release Program that's now opened. We built that starting in 2009, and the plan was there before I got here. But we do a lot of community involvement, a lot of community service around. So that kind of gives us a good name in the community. I think the taxpayers and the community understands what a benefit Floyd County is for saving money and the work that they do.
You mentioned the work release program. Folks see inmates working detail quite often in the county. Is that a hard thing to manage, and is that a positive in more ways than one?
Well, it's really a dynamic situation, because you have the work details that go out of the prison, and they work at the City of Rome Public Works, they work at the library, the airport, Floyd County Public Works, they work at the Law Enforcement Center, they work on the sides of the road picking up trash, cutting the right-of-ways, and they all come out of the prison, and of course they're identified by their uniforms that say state prisoner. And then you have the work release program. These guys stay with us during their non-working hours. They pay a per diem, they pay their way. And during this tough job market, it's hard for people to find a job, but these child support cases and these minor probation cases, we're able to bring them in our phase 1 training, get them more employable, and we've had some employers that have partnered with us, and we get them a job, and they go out and they look like you and I when we go out every day. They're in normal clothes, and each presents its own different challenges. People see an inmate and they automatically think bad guy, and in some cases that may be true. But more often than not, these guys have made a bad decision in their life, just like we have made bad decisions in ours. They're typically on the tail end of their sentence, and they've been through a rigorous classification process to where we judge them on everything from their IQ to their behavior to their education to their physical aptitudes and skills, and try to put them in the right position for them to be successful and learn what a job is. Because we get these guys in, some of them 30 years old, and we ask what job experience they have, and they say none. And they've never even worked at fast food, they've never worked a construction job, they've never been a helper, they don't know anything. And if they get out without some sort of job skill, it's a no-brainer. They're going to reoffend. They're going to do what they know.
You know, you mentioned education and training. You know, you get guys, ladies in here that maybe doesn't have a high school diploma. Do you guys help those folks?
Absolutely. We have a GED program that's pretty strong. Actually, it's one of the requirements that I have is that they have to be involved with GED or completed their GED before they have any positive transfer from this facility to another, like a halfway house or transitional center. I require them to be involved in that or completed it because, you know, I have people, when we do our assessment labs for hiring for the prison and the work release, I have people with master's degrees coming for entry-level positions and clerical positions. And that just tells you where the job market's at. And these guys, without any skills, without any education whatsoever, their chances are nil for getting a job. We also have an on-the-job training program where they have to go through a rigorous training in a specific area. It may be landscaping, it may be forklift operator, it may be plumbing, electrical, cook apprentice, and they have to learn and meet all these certain waypoints along the program and prove that they have been proficient for so many hours. And then when they get out, they have an opportunity to have a certificate from Middle Georgia Technical College that says that they have completed this program. And it doesn't say inmate John Doe, it says John Doe has completed this. So just a little bit extra to help them try to prove that they have learned something and that they would be a good employee.
What's the one thing you're most proud of during your tenure here?
When I first got here, I talked to the staff. We set appointments up for each and every person to come in and kind of tell me what they thought, their ideas. The biggest thing that they told me is that they didn't feel like they were ever recognized as part of the criminal justice family or the law enforcement community. I think, you know, that they get forgotten. They're not, you know, the ones that are in the paper chasing down the bad guy. They're not the ones saving the children all the time. So a lot of times they got left out. But you know, through a team effort, and we're real big on team. Everything we do is for the team. Through a team effort, we have put together several programs to where we're more involved in the community. Through Cops for Kids, softball tournament, fundraisers that we do with the community kitchen. We're just really involved in the community now, and we have investigators that now participate with the other investigators from the city and county and sheriff's office, and just we have a lot more inclusion. And I think that the one thing that I said when I first met with all the staff is I want them to be proud of their job, and I want their families to be proud of them for having the job that they have, and I think they have a reason to be proud now.
And finally, Floyd County, born and raised, what is it about the community that you said this I want to stay here, I want to work here, I want to give back to the area?
Well, you know, that's easy. I was born and raised in Floyd County, Lindale, Silver Creek area, and I think back at my time growing up, and you know, I always played football with Parks and Rec, and I always went to the parks fishing with my grandfather, and you know, Rome and Floyd County was a great place to grow up for me, and it provided a lot of great experiences. It's beautiful, and when I went off in the military, I missed certain places of Rome and Floyd County, and I longed for them while I was gone, and that made me realize how much I loved the community, and I wanted to come back here. And me doing this, I believe that you don't apply for a job when you're in this line of work. You accept a calling, and I believe that's what this is, and I approach it that way every day. And my loyalty is to my community as a whole, and try to make it the best. And I think that's the overall feeling that all the staff members here at Floyd County Corrections have.